Focused on science and technology has new exhibits at the Techport Center and Arena. We're getting a look at the fun and a new exhibit this morning.
Plus, we're going backstage at the Majestic Theater of the musical comedy Mean Girls. Why the cast says the show has a really great message for everyone.
Cowboys getting ready for their first preseason game against the Denver Broncos. We have a preview of tomorrow night's game coming up later in the show.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Friday, August 12th.
Happy Friday. We're going to check in with Stephen in just a minute, but we're going to look outside with live cam first. Hoping for some rain.
We had some showers in the area. If you got rain yesterday, raise your hand. Okay, 13, 14, 15, Justin, that's 16. Several people got rain yesterday.
Oh, man, I was so excited. We did get some rain around San Antonio. There were some pockets of heavy rain. It came down pretty heavy in spots. We're going to have some more opportunities today and over the weekend as well. Let's first start with the radar. We noticed there's nothing there. We've got a lot of blue skies outside. One shower up near Brenham. That's it. But I think as we get into the afternoon with some heating and all this moisture in place, we should get a few more downpours to develop. Temperature-wise, 81 degrees at the airport, 78 Kerrville, 81 in Hondo, 80 at Randolph. It is going to be another hot day. You know, we got up to 99 yesterday. Still probably going to make it into the upper 90s again this afternoon. With that humidity, heat indices will be high. And look at this. Beware. Molds have jumped up into the very high category, 13,400. That's a huge jump for those who have allergies to molds. Beware. That rain yesterday kicked those numbers up. Here's something else you're probably going to see today. Hurricane Center has flagged an area in the Gulf of Mexico for possible development. But let me tell you, this is a very low chance of development. The bottom line here, the forecast doesn't change. We get some of this moisture moving in across South Texas. The best chance for heavy rain is going to be south of San Antonio, but we'll have some opportunities for some scattered showers and storms over the weekend as well. 95 Saturday, 95 Sunday. We have that chance today. So we're going to have a few more opportunities for rain coming up before everything dries out next week. We're going to dive deeper into this forecast here in just a few minutes. Let's get over to Stephen now and check in on some incidents around town.
Yeah, we did have a big one here off US 281 near the quarry. Looks a lot better, though. Thankfully, in the last 2 minutes, we saw some clearing of the crash that was reported in the northbound lanes, not far from Bassey Road. Now, while the shot isn't really showing any buildup, we are still seeing it on our map. Let's go ahead and just take you in there with the map, because the buildup we're seeing is in the northbound lanes of US 281, not far from Bassey's where the crash reported. But a huge stretch is still being reported, and we're seeing it right there on our map. So just quick solution, if you need to head somewhere quickly, what you could do is actually just get off Mulberry Avenue and turn left onto Broadway. There was a little bit of a slowdown, which is why we've mapped that out in yellow, but that also looks like it's improved. You can continue on Broadway, and actually what you'll do is just turn left at Sunset to US 281, and you'll avoid that slowdown that we're seeing in the northbound lanes. But it does appear that has cleared out already, and hopefully before the show wraps, we'll see that the buildup clear out as well. But from this view at TransGuide 281 at the quarry, things are moving a lot better, guys.
Agreed. Thank you, Stephen.
Let's look at today's 9 at 9. Overnight, former President Donald Trump announced he would not fight the Justice Department's motion to unseal documents related to the FBI search of his Florida home. We are also learning that Trump was subpoenaed for the documents earlier this year after a visit by a smaller group of FBI agents in early June. The search on Monday came only after the Justice Department concluded Trump had not turned over everything demanded by the subpoena.
The man authorities say tried to break into the FBI field office in Cincinnati allegedly called for violence in the days after the FBI search at Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Ricky Schiffer tried to break into the visitor screening facility. When he was unsuccessful, he took off, leading authorities on a chase, shooting at them from his car. Officers finally managed to corner him at a cornfield, and he was fatally shot after he raised a gun towards officers.
And Hayes is being investigated for a felony DUI, but a representative for her family says she's not expected to survive from her injuries. Hayes has been in a coma due to severe brain injury since the crash last week. The crash was initially being investigated as a misdemeanor, but was upgraded to a felony after results from a blood draw showed narcotics in Hayes' system.
The CDC is doing away with many of the recommendations put in place for the pandemic. The agency is ending its recommendation of quarantining after an exposure to the virus, as well as no longer suggesting people stay at least 6 feet away from others. For schools, the CDC removed the guideline that suggested students who may have been exposed to COVID test negative regularly to remain in class.
Twitter is taking action to more closely monitor false information ahead of the 2022 U.S. midterm elections. Officials say the civic integration policy will mark misleading tweets about political issues and include links to verified information or additional context. These policies were used during the 2020 elections, but Twitter faced criticism for suspending some users.
Mortgage rates rose above 5% again this week after dipping below that threshold for the first time in months just a week ago. Freddie Mac says the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged just 4.2% in the week ending yesterday, up from 4.9% the previous week.
If you're hoping rising mortgage rates will put pressure on home prices to fall, they're not. That's according to the National Association of Realtors. Home prices actually rose by 14.2% in the last quarter from a year prior, though that's a bit less than the increase in the first quarter. Still well above wage growth and even inflation. The median price for a single-family home is now $413,000, though home prices vary by market.
The stock market retreated yesterday as investors expect more rate hikes from the Federal Reserve. The NASDAQ and the S&P 500 surged Wednesday after news that the producer price index fell. Analysts say the PPI drop is not enough to make the Fed back off raising interest rates as it tries to fight inflation.
The U.S. Postal Service plans to raise prices during the peak holiday season for the third year in a row. The temporary price increase will offset rising delivery costs, and this will cover priority mail, express, and first-class package service. The price hike goes into effect on October 2nd, and that's today's 9 at 9.
Any morning headlines, a shocking experience for a man outstanding in his field in Virginia, and two impressive acts of nature at the same time.
Plus another honor for NBA great Bill Russell and the backstory of a now famous pup. David Sears is here this Friday morning.
Cute little puppy, where it was born, how it was raised, and how it made it to the big time. Coming up. But first, let's start with this. Watch for it. Right up there. Boom. That is a bolt of lightning hitting a fence and hitting 52-year-old Bobby Pridemore. It happened in Virginia. Bobby was out moving cows around in his pasture when the lightning hit a fence. Bobby was about 200 yards away, but the current went right down the fence line and nailed him. He got hit in the right arm and hip, and then he hit the ground.
He said all of a sudden, this large, just ball of light came at me. He said, it knocked me back a few feet. And he said, but the first thing come to his mind was the pain he felt in his side and his arm. He said he truly thought his right arm was gone.
It was not. He did have enough strength to call his daughter and told her to call 911. He was able to get on his four-wheeler and make it back to the house where emergency crews were waiting for him. Here's another amazing thing. The emergency crew figured out how he got burned. Apparently, he had a 50-cent piece in his pocket. He had a burn mark on his left hip. His fingers were also burned where he was holding onto the chain to lock the gate when he got hit. The 52-year-old farmer is a cancer survivor, and doctors told him he is lucky he didn't suffer any heart damage from that lightning strike. Two natural phenomena coming out of the same brush fire in Southern California. First, the fire-nado. Watch that fire, the wind whipping around. Next thing you know, you've got what looks like a tornado, but it's all flames. And then there was another phenomena as well. This is the Sam fire burning near Gorman, that's northwest of LA County. More than 200 firefighters battling the blaze, and you see what's going on right there. That is that smoke-nado. Firefighters finally got that thing under control. The wind was still whipping around, though. It's you saw that smoke-nado right there. The fire burned at least 150 acres. Fortunately, nobody was hurt in that fire. He was one of the greatest players to ever wear an NBA uniform, Bill Russell. He passed away back on July 31st. He was 88 years old. He won 11 titles, 5 MVP awards with Boston, and now the NBA has one more award for Russell. His number 6 will be retired across the league. That means nobody in the NBA will wear number 6 ever again. The league will also honor the most successful player in the league with a clover-shaped logo with a number 6 on it. It'll be right there on the sideline of every court. It'll be right near the scores table, so whenever you watch a player come in or out of the game, you'll probably see that logo. And all the players are going to be wearing a patch this year on the right shoulder of their jerseys. And in case you are wondering, Avery Johnson wore number 6 for the silver and black, and the Spurs have already retired that number. All right, finally, have you seen the hit show Prey on Hulu? Meet the other star, Coco. Coco is the lead character's four-legged friend. And what a story Coco has to tell. She is a shelter dog. Fulton County Services in Atlanta took care of the cute little lady back in early 2021. Coco had no film training, never went to acting school, but she was adopted by her forever family for the project. The shelter is thrilled because it shines a light on shelter dogs and shows what they can do given a chance. So.
Well, she's got the head tilt down in that one picture.
Yeah, you got the thing figured out, does she?
There's a picture. Oh, it was right behind you.
Yeah, so she's a good-looking little pup. And I've never seen the show, but now I may go watch it.
Yeah,
right? So,
see the star.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Thank you, David. 9:08, about 79 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
We have the latest on the City Council's discussions yesterday about the new proposed city budget and some of the hurdles they have to overcome. Plus,
coming up next, the local museum focused on science and technology has new exhibits. We take you to their new location at the Techport Center and Arena.
9:12, welcome back on your Friday morning. A local museum delivering STEM in captivating and inspiring ways that kids' imaginations run wild has expanded.
the San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology, or GMSA, has expanded to the Techport Center and Arena on the southwest side with new STEM interactive experiences.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live with a look at the new exhibits out there. Good morning, Tiffany.
Hi, good morning. This is really exciting. This expansion is incredible. From the moment you step in here, you're thinking of all the different possibilities here of technology and science happening here in San Antonio. And just take a look right here. We're looking at Southwest Research Institute. We were just there yesterday. And to talk a little bit more about this, we have David Monroe with GMSA. Good morning, David. Talk to us about what we're looking at right now.
Good morning. Well, this vehicle is the prototype of an autonomous vehicle that was developed here in San Antonio by Southwest Research. And they did their early experiments on machine vision as applied to driving cars and artificial intelligence.
And here we have another model right behind us. What is this all about?
So this is a cyber city. It is built out of Legos. Our interns built this summer in concert with KSAT, a cybersecurity company here in San Antonio. And it's a model of what's called a SCADA network, which is a network that controls infrastructure in cities like electrical grids and the water treatment plants and gas systems. But the students learned how that system controls everything in the infrastructure.
And then in this part of the exhibit, what is this about?
So this is a WEX Foundation exhibit. And it's a trip to the moon here.
Good morning. Talk to us about this part of the exhibit.
Oh, yeah. So we're here talking about space exploration and lunar exploration in particular, and how we are going to settle the moon for long-term settlement, for staying there with the city being built up. We have a series of videos that we show that progression from locating the site, doing the reconnaissance through robots, you see here on the screen, and also eventually bringing humans to explore these caves we're looking at. There are lava tubes on the moon, and we're going to use these caves as a place to build a base. And before you do all that, you got to go build robots and learn how to explore it in the caves with robots, which is what our students do. So we use the framework of this lunar settlement to give students challenges, technical challenges, for all aspects of this endeavor, from the robotics to the habitation, to the gases that need to be used for breathing air and taking them out of the surface, out of the regolith as well. So all kinds of different technologies are being used.
Amazing. I feel like we can talk about this all day, but we are going to get back to you on the noon show, so don't go anywhere. And before we let you go, take us a little bit over here. We have seen these coils before at the other museum. Tell us about that.
Yes, these are Tesla coils. Nikola Tesla's dream was to come up with a power system that could transmit electricity to residences without wires. So we had them in our preview center and have moved them over here. In the other end of this building, in the arena, we have the world's largest musical Tesla coil array.
So cool.
And a console that plays it, we call it the Spark organ.
Awesome.
So it's very unique. So a lot of developments in technology take many, many years, decades, or even 100 years. And Tesla's dream is yet to be accomplished in a practical way of transmitting of electricity wirelessly. But we're now planning satellite grids that can transmit electricity, say, around the moon down to the surface of the moon to run the base.
Very cool. And then just before we let you go, this is Tristan and his grandfather. Tristan, what was your favorite part of this?
The AR station over there.
And what kind of things did you learn here already?
I learned that AR cannot just be like just a small thing. It can do so much more than you can imagine.
Tristan, we're going to talk to you in a little bit more. And grandfather, don't go anywhere, okay? Okay, he's just been here a few minutes and he's already learning so much. Back to you guys in the studio.
Tiffany's got everybody involved out there.
I'm glad she got all the
Everybody.
Yep. Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, she's almost like a tour guide. We're walking. Thanks, Tiff. All right.
I feel like we're there.
Yep. Justin's here now with another beautiful KSAT Connect picture to share with all.
Yeah, I like this one.
It was beautiful yesterday with some of those rain showers coming through. Cooled us down after what was still a pretty hot day. Take a look at this rainbow. This is sent in by B. Spicer after the rains there last night, at least for parts of San Antonio. We got a lot more pictures in. We'll show more in our KSAT Connect. As always, thank you for sending them in. And the live radar right now doesn't show us a whole lot. We've got pretty clear conditions here around San Antonio. We noticed one shower well up north of LaGrange that's falling apart. But as we get some daytime heating today, we'll get more showers to develop around the area. Live camera outside. We've got 81 degrees at the airport, 83 Stinson, 82 Kelly, 80 at Randolph. Not a lot of wind. We didn't see much wind yesterday either. When you were within the heat and humidity with very little breeze, it was sticky yesterday. We'll see a pretty similar setup today. 78 degrees Kerrville, 81 Hondo, 80 New Braunfels, 79 in Gonzales, and mostly low 80s here around San Antonio at this hour. Dew points, as you might imagine, are very high. We talked about the molds jumping up. Humidity stays high through much of today because we have some rain in the ground, but also because there's just thick humidity around, and we're getting some deeper moisture starting to move in. So your KSAT 12-hour forecast, 92 degrees by noontime. We will start to add in some rain chances as we get into the afternoon. 30% chance around 4 or 5 o'clock, and temperatures still make it up into the upper 90s. Heat indices will be up around 100, so keep that in mind. And as we look at the big picture here, we've got some showers and storms lining up from New Orleans all the way back to the Texas coast. You'll see a lot of action here. And the Hurricane Center has actually flagged this area. There's a little area of low pressure that's going to develop here and slowly work west. Do we need to be worried about it? No, I don't think so. Even if it does develop some, the result is the same for us. Just some scattered showers and storms here in San Antonio. A lot of the heavier rain, if we do see that, would likely be south of San Antonio across deep South Texas. So that's what we're watching. And the chance of development, by the way, is only about 10%. So again, it's not something we have to be terribly concerned about. And honestly, if it were to develop further, that's often a bad thing for us because it becomes more wrapped up and the rain doesn't get shared in a bigger space. So the less organized it is, often the better it is for us. And that deep moisture, by the way, starts to spread in here by Saturday. This orange color representing that deep tropical moisture. So these are the areas that could get some pretty heavy rain down around Corpus Christi. Here's our forecast. 30% chance of rain today. Hit or miss downpours, much like we've seen the last couple of days. That dies down with the loss of daytime heating at sunset. And then as we get into Saturday, more scattered showers and storms. I think our rain chances go up just a little bit on Saturday because we add in just a little bit more moisture. And that'll be the case probably on Sunday, too, before this area of low pressure moves west of us and takes the rain chances with it. There is a risk for excessive rainfall tomorrow. Basically, as I said, south of San Antonio, Cotulla, Beeville, down to Corpus Christi. Those are areas that could see some pockets of heavy rain and maybe some pockets of flooding, although it's been so dry. Everywhere in Texas could use as much rain as we can get at this point. So 97 today, 30% chance of rain. 95 Saturday, 40% chance. 40% chance on Sunday. That heavy rain generally stays south of us. Small chance of a lingering shower Monday. And then we start to see temperatures warming up. 99 Wednesday, 100 on Thursday. But this thing's lingering around just a little bit longer, and so we keep extending those rain chances, which isn't a bad thing.
This is such a far cry from forecasts of July that got rather monotonous, right?
It's very true, and we're happy to see that the radar is getting some use.
Yeah, we approve. Thank you, Justin.
921, about 80 degrees.
And coming up next, the push for diversity in the veterinary medicine and what led one doctor to start asking more questions about the lack of representation of the Black community in that medical field.
924, as young kiddos head back to school, many are asked what they want to be when they grow up, and they're often influenced by role models who remind them of themselves.
But some professions that don't have diverse representation might be getting overlooked by people of color, like veterinary medicine.
According to data collected by the U.S. Census, nearly 90% of veterinarians here in America are white.
ABC's Morgan Norwood takes a look at what might be behind the lack of diversity and what advocates are doing to try and close that gap.
At 5 years old, Taylor Emery knew she wanted to be a veterinarian. Fast forward 20 years, she now attends Virginia Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine.
Did you know a lot of Black veterinarians growing up?
Not at all. I mean, not at all. I didn't know, honestly, any Black veterinarian.
According to 2019 U.S. Census data, less than 2% of veterinarians in America are Black. An overwhelming majority are white, nearly 90%. Dr. Annie J. Daniel has been working in higher education for almost 25 years. She saw this disparity firsthand when she was giving vet students a lecture on cultural competency. She was the only Black person in the room.
I'm standing up here giving a presentation on cultural competencies, and there's, it's no culture as far as people of color.
She started asking questions.
I was getting answers like, Black people don't do well in this profession.
Dr. Daniel says the real reason for the lack of diversity is inadequate resources and that people don't know much about the career itself. She founded the NABV, the National Association for Black Veterinarians, to support the next generation of Black vets.
The organization helps us to develop a support system for those students. They have mentors. We do outreach programs.
Why is diversity in this particular industry so important, so critical? Why is representation key here?
Diversity brings different visions, different voices, different ideas.
Dr. Daniel believes more diversity could help defeat racist stereotypes.
I had a student come to me once. There was a conversation that she overheard about Black people, that Black people only have aggressive dogs.
I came in with my afro out. I came in and I was like, you know what? I'm getting neck tattoos. I have piercings. I have tattoos everywhere. And I may look like I'm a tech, but I'm going to be your doctor.
And Emery wants to be the role model she never saw growing up.
Show them that there are Black veterinarians. And if your dream is to become a veterinarian, don't let the color of your skin stop you from doing that.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
927, 81 degrees. There is more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including a backstage look at the Majestic Theater of the musical comedy Mean Girls.
Before that, what city council members are discussing before they finalize the new city budget for next year. 9:30, a tax cut, potential money back in your pocket, rather on your CPS energy bill, and $3.4 billion total.
Those are some of the main points for the new proposed San Antonio city budget presented to council members yesterday.
Our Gary Berger tells us more about that discussion and what could be the biggest snag before council passes a final budget.
What have we reduced from our prior budget into this budget?
Well, not much.
With higher revenue projections for next year, including property and sales tax, the city's proposed budget is nearly 11% larger than this year's. That also includes some one-time federal relief dollars.
The budget increases in large part because San Antonio continues to grow.
Police and fire budgets are set to grow too, but less than the budget as a whole. So they take up a smaller portion than usual.
I do think it's good that we are seeing a leveling off of the increase in the public safety budget over time.
But the city also plans to cut the property tax rate, which it has to do to stay under a state-imposed cap. That cut on top of tax breaks City Council already passed for homeowners.
I'm happy what we've done to date, but I'm going to keep pushing this until we max out our ability.
Much of the budget talk revolved around how to spend a windfall of money from CPS Energy, coming in because of soaring temperatures and bills. City staff has proposed kicking $50 million back to customers, most of it divvied up as a one-time credit on October bills, which would net the average homeowner about $31. Well, several council members think there are better ways to use the money, like Mario Bravo, who wants to put the money toward preparing for future extreme weather.
Solutions that will help reduce all future energy bills, not just one bill.
Now the City Council will have some budget workshop sessions, and there will be a dozen community input sessions, most of those scheduled for the latter half of August. We've got more details on when and where on our website, KSAT.com. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
And as we wrap up our first week of return to class coverage, we have talked about teacher and substitute shortages, but there's also a need for staff members at certain after-school tutoring programs.
Yeah, that's the case over at Northeast ISD here in San Antonio. The Kids Involvement Network, or KIN, is meant to help enhance students' learning, help them with homework, and allow elementary and middle school students to socialize. But a staff shortage has forced the district to place 1,200 students on a wait list, which keeps them from benefiting from the program.
It is emotionally draining because those are a part of our communities. That's our service. It is heartbreaking. And so we're just trying to get people in that can volunteer or come work for us so that we can serve our community the best.
And Dr. Caprica Wells oversees the program at any ISD. She says if they hired 50 more people, they would be able to include all of the students on their wait list. The KIN program runs between 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and it'd be like applying for a position. You can call 210-407-0140 and press the option 1 for more information.
Outside with live cam, itchy, watery eyes today, maybe sinuses burning a bit. We think we know what the culprit is, Justin Horn.
Yeah, I felt it yesterday after those storms. The molds have jumped up big time today. We've had low molds basically all summer. The rain yesterday has pushed that number up to 13,400. Molds are now in the very high category, so beware. If that's something that bugs you or gives you migraines, heads up. As we look outside, or actually look at our KSAT Connect picture, this is from R. Garcia. This was out of San Antonio yesterday near 211 Highway 90. You can see some of those heavy downpours there in the distance. And those rain showers that did develop, if you're lucky enough to get underneath one, did produce some pretty good heavy rain. They didn't stick around for long, but we did get some measurements, maybe half an inch up to an inch of rain in some places across San Antonio. As we look at the big picture here, we've got some showers and storms just off the coast there of New Orleans and off the coast of Texas. We're watching some of that tropical moisture as it will work its way into Texas next few days, mainly south of San Antonio, but we've got some chances still over the weekend. 92 today, noontime. We'll get some more clouds by this afternoon and an opportunity for a few more downpours. Now, rain chances today are not as good as they were yesterday, just a 30% chance, so more kind of isolated today. 97, your forecast high. We'll talk more about the weekend forecast and next week, too, coming up here in just a couple minutes.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Got to pay the bills first, Steph.
I know.
Okay.
I was excited to thank Justin. The Dallas Cowboys are gearing up for their first preseason game tomorrow against the Denver Broncos.
But before that, both teams took to the field for what we're calling spirited scrimmage. David is back with RJ Marquez to talk Cowboys football. Gentlemen, good morning.
So, Steph, I thought you were excited about the Cowboys, not a little bit of rain.
No, both. Yeah, I was
both.
like, I am excited about the rain too. So.
I know Mark's excited about the Cowboys. He's going to stay up all night Saturday night watching this.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
No.
Well, wait till you hear who's playing. Let's start with
who's
this.
not playing.
Yeah,
I
let's
guess
start with this practice. The Cowboys and the Broncos got together. They're going to play a preseason game tomorrow night, but they wanted to practice against each other yesterday. And I guess things didn't go quite according to plan.
No, definitely not. So things got a little chippy, a little testy here between both these teams that you can see right there. I believe that's Cibolo Steele's very own Terrence Steele getting in a little bit of a brawl there. And then here we go. This was a play here that got both sides on edge yesterday afternoon. See right there.
Absolutely, we don't want the fights. We're not here to fight. That's not. I don't view it as toughness. So I mean, it's if you throw a punch, you're ejected from the game. So same rules apply here today.
It's not tough. It's kind of stupid, actually. It's a bad habit to get into. Number one, because you can get thrown out. Number two, why get hurt in one of these things because you threw a punch or took a punch?
Exactly. And usually the rule of thumb here is that the skill players, for the most part, are off limits. Now, the quarterbacks definitely. So Dak's not going to take any hits. On the other end, Russell Wilson, no hits here. But that was Zeke taking a shot from Bradley Chubb. And obviously they didn't appreciate that on both sides.
No, that's kind of, that doesn't accomplish anything for either team.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how much the Cowboys are going to accomplish tomorrow night when they take on the Broncos in a regular preseason game. Kicks off at 8 o'clock. We know Mike McCarthy has decided that he is not going to play any of his starters. So check out your Cowboys roster and see if you can figure out, who. I can tell you, you're going to see a lot of, some guy named Noah Brown and Dennis Houston and Will Grier. Do you know who Will Grier is?
I do not.
When you watch the game tomorrow night, you'll probably be introduced to him. He's like the third string quarterback on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You remember Cooper Rush is the second string guy, so apparently Cooper's going to get the start because Dak's going to be nowhere near the field.
Yeah.
So that,
And we were talking about this a little earlier. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with Dak, Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons. Also, I'm fine with these guys not playing in these first couple of preseason games. I do think they need some preseason action. David?
They got to.
You're saying that.
I don't like. I like for them to get out there and start shaking off some of that rust and get used to the speed of the game because game one is going to be a little faster than your practice. Now, Mike McCarthy doesn't like them. He says because he's coached a couple of Hall of Famers, so they'll go out there in the preseason games expecting to get a whole series, and they'll throw a touchdown pass on the first play and to be done. So it's like, why even go out there? I would rather them go through a series of 16 plays and controlled scrimmages and things like that, and they get more work when they're not out there just finishing off in a couple of plays and coming to the bench. So he said it's just kind of a waste to send them out there for a preseason game if they're not going to get that work. So they get more work in practice in these kind of scrimmages than they would in a preseason game. So, and I understand that.
Definitely a balance.
You got to get up to the speed of the game before game one, because next thing you know, you're standing around going, "Wow, you guys are fast."
And that's why I think these joint practices or scrimmages that they were doing yesterday. You see, the elite guys are playing here.
Yeah, they are.
The skill guys are not supposed to get really hit as much as hard, but you saw the linemen, they were going at it in the trenches. Those guys should be ready to
go. And that's what McCarthy was saying. He thinks they get more out of this kind of stuff, these kind of scrimmages, and he's kind of just practicing with a different team than they do it out of a preseason game. But the third preseason game, they'll probably get a little bit of work or this. Used to be the next to last preseason game was all the starters, dress rehearsal, and the last preseason game was just to see who you're going to cut. And then,
I guess we're going to find out who is that again? Will Grier?
Will Grier is like the third string. And then there's a guy named.
We're going to see Will Grier.
I don't know. This guy, Ben DiNucci is the fourth. He's been dropped all the way down to the fourth string. So maybe Ben gets a.
Watch Will mix the roster and sends us flowers. We're talking about him.
Well, he might be the third quarterback.
Yeah.
He won't always be on the field when the game starts. But
I get it.
Third quarterback.
And then Texans Saints as well this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Day.
All right.
Yeah. Big start there for the Texans. Lovie Smith getting his Houston team there, and they finally got rid of all the Deshaun Watson stuff. So we'll see kind of a restart there for the Houston franchise.
But he's another guy that doesn't like scrimmages, which I heard him talking about that yesterday. I was kind of shocked. He would rather not play his starters in preseason games and just play all the guys that they got to evaluate and figure out who's going to make the team. Yeah. But he does not like these scrimmages, so he's not doing anything like the Cowboys and the Broncos are doing. So there you go.
Well, we can always tell when it's in Denver because half the guys are going.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The O2 will be flowing.
And I think they play San Diego next week in a preseason game. I think they're going to do the same thing. They're going to get together and have some scrimmages, some controlled workouts, and hopefully a few fights.
Let's call it extra organized team activities. How about that?
There we go.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. RJ, David, thank you guys. 9:41, about 83 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And here's a look at what's coming up next.
Get in the car, loser. We're going to the Majestic Theater to go backstage for the Mean Girls National Tour.
Welcome back, 9:44. Most people are familiar with or have heard of Tina Fey's movie Mean Girls. Well, now it's a Broadway musical, and it's performing right here in San Antonio this weekend at the Majestic Theater.
And it's part of their national tour. Producer Alexis Page went backstage and talked to the cast. Take a look.
Fetch may never be happening, but Mean Girls is at the Majestic this weekend. We went backstage with the cast of the national tour to find out why on Wednesdays we wear pink.
It's just like the movie, but it's better because they're singing and dancing. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's really
yes.
what it is.
Yeah.
And it's just so exciting. It's like a riot. The crowd has a great time. It's like a big party every night. I think, too, our cast reflects a lot more of what you would see in a normal high school.
Yes.
You know, there is a lot of diversity, and it's really, I think it's important for audiences, especially in today, to see themselves represented on stage.
Yes.
And, you know, for all the little girls and boys and everyone who comes to the show, and they can see themselves up there and be like, I can do that too.
We asked the cast what it's like to work on a national tour with both a female-led cast and a female-led production team.
I've done a lot of work in my career in houses where everyone on the team, everyone in the orchestra, everyone in stage management is a male. And to have a change is really lovely. It's like a nice, it feels very empowering. It's really inspiring to do a script that has characters written by a female who kind of understand that there's a lot of depth there that I hope women can see in the audience. It's been a dream come true, honestly.
The Mean Girls National Tour is happening at the Majestic Theater this weekend. For show dates and times, head to KSAT.com. Alexis Page, KSAT 12 News.
9:46.
Let's go ahead and check in with Justin, I'm sure.
Justin, you were in the off Broadway production of Mean Guys, right?
Mean Guys,
It was short-lived.
Maybe.
Understudy. No, you're not a mean guy. You're a very nice guy.
Justin's super nice.
Yes, he is.
Sometimes. I was getting a little angry, though, when I wasn't getting rain, and now I'm in a good mood.
That's true.
See?
That is true. He was.
My joke was not completely off base.
A little bit of anger, just a little bit.
One day.
Let's take a look at the rainfall yesterday, 24-hour rainfall around San Antonio and surrounding areas. So this is radar estimated, but you see where some of the green and yellow spots are. That's where we saw some heavy rain. But I think this really does tell the story of how spotty this activity is. So some folks may get up to an inch if you get underneath one of these heavier downpours, even up to 2 inches down there east of Floresville and Poth. But there's spots where maybe you only picked up 0.02 of an inch. And it's just going to be a matter of where these things pop up. But there was some rain around San Antonio yesterday in a large portion of the area, which was great to see. And as we go and look at the time lapse, you can see some of those storms that came in last night. And then now everything is cleared out. We've got clear skies, blue skies for now. 81 degrees at the airport, calm winds, humidity is at 72%. And satellite shows that we've got generally clear skies. We are watching, though, this area of cloud cover off to the east and northeast. Some of those clouds will be moving in. And I do think we'll start to get a regeneration of clouds and then some showers and storms this afternoon once we get some daytime heating. Now, the coverage today I don't think is as great as it was yesterday. So we're talking about a 30% chance here. Isolated hit or miss downpours. 79 Boulevardy, 79 Canyon Lake, 80 in New Braunfels, 79 Comfort, 81 in Hondo. And dew points are in the 70s for the most part. So it's sticky. Heat indices will be up above 100 today. So we're forecasting around 97 for a high here in town. Of course, this is highly dependent on rain. Yesterday we got up to 99, but I think with a little extra cloud cover, we'll go 97. The feels like number, though, is going to be somewhere around 102. So just because, yes, it's a little bit cooler, still feels just as hot as it has been most of the summer. And there's not a lot of breeze out there. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 92 noontime. Then we start to add in some rain chances, 20 to 30% as we get into the afternoon, 97 as we said, with a 30% chance of rain through about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then we start to see the rain chances taper off. As we look at the big picture here, there is quite a bit of rain right along the coast here, the Gulf Coast, extending from Texas over to Louisiana. And this is an area of low pressure that has developed. Now, the Hurricane Center is watching this. They've actually flagged it, but there is a very low chance of this developing. The forecast stays the same. Not much changes here, regardless of if this develops a little bit more or if it doesn't. Bottom line is that there will be some rain for us here across South Texas, and the better chances of rain will stay to our south. There's only a 10% chance of development here over the next couple of days. It does have some good moisture with it, though, and that surges into South Texas. And I mentioned the best chance for heavy rain in South San Antonio. So you see that deep moisture down here around Corpus Christi and maybe down into the valley. That's where there could be some pockets of heavy rain and maybe some flooding here and there. We're not really looking for that here around San Antonio. So a 30% chance of rain today. As we get into tomorrow, we start off pretty quiet, just like today, but then we pick up about a 40% chance of rain during the afternoon. And then as we get into Sunday, kind of same story, isolated stuff, but we'll watch areas south of San Antonio, maybe for some pockets of heavier rain. And the excessive rainfall risk on Saturday is south of us, Bevo, Cotulla, down to Corpus Christi. Just a marginal risk for some heavier rain. So 97 today, 95 Saturday, 95 Sunday, 40% chance here, 96 Monday with a lingering shot at a shower, and then from there it dries out and warms up. But be aware if you're heading down to the coast this weekend, could be some heavy rain down there, and certainly Corpus Christi area as well, guys.
Steph, do you have a letter grade for Justin's forecast today?
A.
A.
You're spot on.
Yeah, I'm going to give you definitely an A+ today.
Oh, wow.
I feel good right now.
Yeah. I'm using the red ink too. 9:50, about 84 degrees.
And when we come back, a little history lesson for us about how the famous Spurs logo came to be.
But first, before we go to break, I want to mention the school supply giveaway happening tomorrow to be at the Gospel 1480 radio station, West Hine Road on the east side near Martin Luther King Park, beginning at 10 a.m. We'll be giving away 1,000 backpacks and 500 food boxes, all part of the 17th annual Gospel Vision Back to School Bash. We'll be right back.
It's an iconic symbol representing San Antonio, but 50 years ago, the artist behind the Spurs logo said it was just another day at the office.
New company that we just took on. It's called the Spurs. And so I didn't know anything about it.
In 1973, Finis Collins worked for a local advertising agency named the Pitluck Group. That's when Red McCombs and other investors brought the Spurs to San Antonio.
The only thing that they wanted was some way to show the spur as part of the symbol.
Collins got to work, and 2 days later came up with 3 designs.
I just ran down to the Whitty Museum, looked at all the spurs they got on exhibit. Anyway, that's it.
So this is your design?
This is my design. You'll notice that the little nibs here.
Collins also drew the original black and gray lettering by hand, creating a 3D look for the team name.
Well, this is just right for them. They had a meeting the next day. They approved it. They didn't change anything.
The original Spurs logo was created and then approved by Red McCombs in just 4 days. Now the lettering and the points at the bottom of the spur have changed over time, but one thing that has stayed the same is the spur has always been the U right in the middle of the team name.
It takes usually a lot of grinding and a lot of work, but in this case it just went flying through, bang, bang, bang.
And Collins also designed the original logos for La Quinta Hotels and Market Square, but his Spurs logo has stood the test of time.
Now, I don't want to take any credit at all from anybody else because Red McCombs, he named it. All I did is do an piece of artwork that said, this is the Spurs.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
And now we know.
I know, and it's everywhere.
Like the backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And this fall, we'll start saying, Go Spurs Go, all over again.
We will. Have a great weekend, guys.